Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're right into picks and bans. This is like when an LCS, when it just kind of immediately jumps into the next game and makes things crazy. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 3. We got Team Default versus Team 0v10, which I love it. Looks like we're going to be right in for the picks and bans. Caitlyn and Teemo banned away as 0v10 are going to be taking away some of the AD carry and top lane. We don't see Teemo ban very often. We'll see what their third ban is as Team Default back to banning default champions, the Darius, the Kai'Sa. Take both of them off of the map. Also, Catinator is a crazy good AD carry jungle. He's jungled Caitlyn, he's jungled Kai'Sa, he's jungled Ezreal, he's jungled one other. I have yet to see him try to jungle Ashe, but Kai'Sa, Caitlyn, Ezreal are the 3 that I can pull off the top of my head. But anyway, either way, he's really, really good AD carry and then AD carry jungle. So you guys should keep an eye out for him in the future. Hey, Pasta Man, KSU, Kennesaw State University, went there myself for 2 years. Fantastic school. Are you from KSU? Poggers? We'll find out, as I've got some music playing in the background that I need to fade so that it doesn't conflict with this music. There we go. Hopefully everyone is in Discord as well. So, Sailing Wyvern grabs the Scion for the top lane. I really do need to have multiple Discord channels set up at this point because we're getting so busy, guys. Getting so busy. Yeah! From KSU, here to watch a particular freshman. Congratulations. Are you here to watch any particular player or just to catch in on some awesome League of Legends? Representing. Fantastic. If you guys run a League of Legends tournament, I would love to hear about it because I do live in the area and could drop by and shoutcast some awesome League of Legends tournaments depending on the day, the time, everything else. But as it is at the moment, Team Default grabs the Camille and the Scion for their team, a top lane and potentially a Camille jungle. Keep in mind, though, these teams do not have to grab the champions for their positions. They could trade those around, as it looks like Boxy is going to be trading with Delicious Seal for the Yasuo Renekton on the top lane for Team 010. And what's interesting about this is no bottom lanes have been picked. So AD carry pools, support pools, all can be pinched as we're into the second ban phase. Big Girl Energy grabbing that Zoe. We'll see if Ice GG is in the chat and wants to see how Big Girl Energy plays this Zoe, considering that is his main.
I would like to see if one of these teams decides to pinch the very support spot can be pinched by side of Team Default with a Pyke ban and then a Vayne ban. So we'll see if they keep going with that support ban. Pyke is pretty strong right now. Did get that buff to his ultimate threshold, so it's a very strong ability now. I think maybe level 2 it is. You get up to 550 HP on that threshold, which is pretty insane, especially
I ban him, man. He's way too strong.
Yeah, that champion's especially after that buff, that champion's very good. And the Lucian ban, alright. 1 AC, 1 support. 2 that haven't been picked. We'll see what comes out of the side. A Lulu ban, I like that a lot. We'll see what Jin locked in for the AD carry position. Just everybody picking for their role, not swapping around. So support left up, Swipper, hovering the Draven. So he decides to lock it in. Very high risk, high reward champion. This could be tough for them as they're kind of pigeonholed into this all AD comp, into a Scion, which is never a good idea. But we'll see if they can make it work. The Ashe is now hovered. Jinx is going to be... Oh, he's still able to switch. Okay, it was on 0 and he switched one more time. Draven comes out.
So Draven, super strong. I mean, we've seen Swipper paired with Delicious Seal, and the damage between a Renekton and Draven is insane. And when you pair the CC of a Renekton stun with a Draven stand aside, you can actually get some amazing lockdown that just tears through whoever it is. Really interested in seeing how Delicious Seal, who's well known for Darius main, was it banned away by Sailing Wyvern because he was listening earlier, or was Darius just taken off because he's so strong? We're not sure, but either way, he's going to be playing that Renekton against a Scion in the top lane, so we'll see how that goes down. As Taric, grabbed by Intra, not a common champion for him. Intra, well known for his Karthus, both in the mid lane and the jungle. Instead, going to be playing support this time. Taric the role. And you know what I'm seeing out from the side of 0v10?
AD.
And wait, I was actually going to be impressed if Squid Pope decided to take the Rammus, and you could potentially... Okay, talk to me about this team for a second with Team Default. If they had taken the Rammus, could they have traded the Rammus for the Camille and taken Camille's support, or
You could have traded for...
Rammus in the jungle, Camille in the top, Scion support?
That too. I was thinking you could run either possibly a Scion mid or Camille mid and switch Zoe to, because I know that can work fairly well too.
Yeah, Zoe support not best known in the bottom lane, especially because it can take a little bit for the Sleepy Trouble Bubble to actually do much. But as it is, it will not be Rammus. Would have been so strong this game against a full AD comp. They still think that they've got it, though, with this Nami, best Squid Pope, the last pick there. So as we get into the final seconds before we get to the 3-minute counter, let's roll through the players and their champions. Guys, for game number 3 tonight, XLNC Shoutcasting, we got Team 0v10 grabbing Delicious Seal with the Renekton in the top lane, Commander C2121 on the Kayn in the jungle, XLNC Boxy with the Yasuo in the mid lane, Swipper on the Draven bottom lane carry role, and Intra not on his normal Karthus, taking Taric instead for the bottom lane supportive role.
And forward side of Team Default, Sailing Wyvern playing Scion in the top lane, Flare Striker playing Camille in the jungle, Big Yorl Energy playing Zoe in the mid lane, Kartho, I'm going to go with Kartho.
Yeah, it looks like it. Q-A-R-T-H-O, Kartho. Good
Kartho
enough.
playing Jhin in AD carry role, Best Squid Pope playing Nami at support.
All right, looking across these compositions, we know that OV10, trying to find some different ways to say the name just because it's fun, Team 0v10 has all AD. That said, though, their CC is immaculate when you have a Kayn who's going to provide plenty of knockups in his darkened form for the Yasuo last breath, when you've got the stand aside of Draven into Taric that can stun multiple people, when you've got Renekton ulting, tearing through everyone on the back line. It is a scary, scary composition coming out from 0v10. Unless you're wearing a Thornmail. For the side of Team Default, though, what is your breakdown for them, as they've kind of have just what you'd consider to be overall solid composition, a little bit of AD, a little bit of AP, a little bit of engaged, a little bit of peel.
They just have a really, yeah, like you said, solid composition all around. You have the Nami Jhin, who's a strong bottom lane to run. Nami's support all around, and we'll see it in team fights. The peel from Nami will be very good, and we'll see how Best Squid Pope is able to play it. Peeling off the Kayn, the Renekton, and the Yasuo off of the Jhin and Zoe will be very impactful. This Science is going to have a field day, I feel like, in this game. All AD can just build full armor, is going to be a tank anyway, most likely, unless he pulls some Amumu thing like happened last time. But I expect him to go just full armor and be an extremely tough person to kill. Kayn might be able to go with the Darken form, help out there a little bit more, but in team fights, it's going to be really hard to get rid of that Scion.
Well, that's the thing that I'm slightly concerned about for Team Default, is the rest of the team is actually fairly squishy, and there's some pretty good mobility between Yasuo dashing through minions and Renekton being able to slice and dice as well. There's really good mobility from 0v10 to be able to get to that backline of the Jhin, the Nami, the Zoe, even potentially a Camille, depending on how she builds. If she goes more bruiser route, she'll have a bit more survivability. If she goes straight damage, looking to assassinate Draven or find Kayn when he's a little bit squishier, that could be an easy target. So it really comes down to some of these fights, but I think that being an all AD team, if Team Default play the battle lines correctly, Scion on the front, Camille trying to get to the back line, Draven, Zoe and Jhin on the back line, getting and pouring out that damage with the Nami for the peel, they could really be impactful in team fights. We'll have to find out if 0v10 has the early game enough to be able to take it for a victory.
We will definitely see. I'm loading as fast as you do this time.
Yeah, that's what we'll see. We'll see if you can load in at the same rate as me. Last game, it ran super, super quickly, so I actually don't have a whole lot of time to grab myself a quick screenshot of the players and their champions, which I like to keep for my own records. There we go. I'm going to have to save this and probably do that in a little bit once we get into game itself, because there's more important things to do, like be ready in case there is a spectator error, which I'll take half a second, guys, to talk about. Spectator error is a funny little thing that Riot has, that sometimes spectator data will not upload correctly to the server, or people like myself will actually lack access for a moment to be able to get that. It has to do, I believe, with the loading times of the players and the spectator, in that if it can take a really long time for the players to load into the game, then it can take even longer for the spectators to load in. But either way, looks like we made it without any issue. Ladies and gentlemen, Team 0v10 versus Team Default. Love the names. Let's get right in here and see what both these teams can bring to the table.
Shortest Piano made a good point in chat. The side of Team 0v10, just Draven has a lot of survivability with his front line, and he just has to engage from the Kayn and the Renekton, and then has that Cosmic Radiance from Taric to stay alive. We'll see. I'd like to see them focus some pressure into the bottom lane to try and get Swipper ahead on the stream and just become this giant snowball that is really hard for anybody to deal with. He did forget to get a potion. I don't know if that was on purpose, but he's running only his Dorn Shield.
Maybe he's just so confident that he says, all I need is a Doran Shield. I'll back early to be able to pick up something as soon as I have the amount of gold. That shows a lot of confidence if that's the way you decided to go. Because Jhin, a quick force shot on the Draven early could force Draven to be chunked out and have to play a lot more defensively than he cares to. That said, Taric is going to have heal fairly early on. And it looks like it's going to be a no-leash start for Kayn, which is great for 0v10's bottom side, as they're going to be able to get that early pressure, set that lane up for how they want to play the early game out, and Nami and Jhin are just going to have to deal with it.
I believe he's going to go for the Raptor start, which is pretty good for Kayn. A lot of times I've seen people go for this or the invade Raptors taking enemy teams' camps. See what Commander C decides to do here. Oh, planes are nice. C9, let's go. NA hype. Hopefully they didn't get out. I think they got. I actually think while we're in this early game phase, I think C9 got the best matchup they could have hoped for in Gambit. It did look the weakest of that team, as Boxy hits level 2, gets a lot of damage on the big girl energy in the mid lane. But in the world's play-ins, I think C9 got the best matchup they could hope for. Seal on top lane also still gets a lot of damage on the Sailing Wyvern on the Scion.
Alright guys, if you so feel inclined, feel free to jump over to Twitter and check out the tweet most recently posted about this game as the flash forward from Delicious.
Oh my goodness.
Forces the Sailing Wyvern to flash. He's at a sliver of health, but was able to escape for the moment. Now, chugging those corrupting potions, trying to heal back up. The Jhin snare gonna land on Swipper. He sidesteps the Nami bubble, but Cartho gonna be backing away, dropped to about half on that Jhin. Swipper is still getting some pretty good aggression, but Jhin keeping the farm up, doing a nice job in that bottom side.
Confirming chat, just to make sure that we get our information right. On the C9 game. Go 1 second.
That's all that really matters. That's all that really matters is whether or not C9 is playing.
Oh, they do play tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you mean this morning at 5 a.m., right?
They play at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. your time?
Yeah.
So that would be midnight my time. Interesting. It's so weird.
And then 1 a.m. after. So following that game will be EDG. Anyway.
Which I do want to see EDG's games. They've been pretty crazy this game as Swipper goes in, super aggressive, looking for the damage onto Cartho, but the Nami bubble's going to miss. Swipper dropped to half. So good on this mobility and interest, stepping forward, getting a little bit of damage onto the Flash forward with the 4th shot, but won't be enough. Drop super low grenade, ticking through, was looking for the execution, but not quite with the damage to find it.
Yeah, it was very close. There's the shield going in the top lane, lands a stun.
Alright, Sailing Wyvern doesn't have his flash available, so he's just trying to get the slowdown. Delicious Seal, though, grabs first blood. Flare Striker around the corner with the zombie. Scion's going to come in and grabbing those punches, gets the vision down for this red buff, Camille, sorry, excuse me. Coming in with a leg sweep, but here comes Commander C. Can they find the damage in Trey? Delicious Seal healed back up, and Commander gonna flash in for his own kill on Camille. Frame Striker goes down, and that's 2 kills over to 0v10.
Oh, they might catch him on the TP again. This is Not a good idea to TP back to the minions. And he will go down, so just two. He kills him twice in the same fight.
Yeah, Delicious Seal should be able to slice his dice his way away from Sailing Wyvern, who hyper-aggressively teleports back to the top side and just gives his life over. Commander C barely taking a step away, says, I'll come back and grab another assist. And now a 2-0-1 Delicious Seal Renekton. KSU has not seen this guy and what he can do on this champion. At this point, need to be a little bit afraid because that was disrespectful.
Yeah, now Sailing Wyvern's in a really tough spot. You're far ahead of you. He's gonna have to stay on his turn. Even then, he might need more help from the jungle owner again. Good play there from Commander C, being in the right position at the right time. Got to be able to counter gank. His Boxy might be in trouble here in the mid lane. As Camille shows up, lands a stun.
Yeah, we'll see what Boxy can do. Throws out the wind ball against the Zoe, but now he's going to have to dash around the minions, try to get away. Good flash keeps himself alive as Swipper in the bottom side, able to walk away from CC from Best Squid Pope. So, a lot of action, but no kills in these fights as Swipper dropped to half. Nami doing really good on this aggression, continues to chunk this Draven out little by little. And I gotta say, that Doran start from the Draven was a really, really good idea, knowing how this lane was gonna go.
Just off the stream, Nong might have a fill up for his team again.
Sweet.
Fill some players in that have to leave.
So looks like we'll probably have a game 4 between two teams and then call it a night. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new or still hanging around, we do Q custom games every Tuesday, and then we pick some different fun things for Thursday. This Thursday was teams. We'll probably do it again because there's a really good showing and some fantastic teams that came out. But we also, like last Thursday, had a custom 5v5 Ultimate Bravery, which if you're unfamiliar with, that is a ton of fun where everyone is given a random champion, a random build path, random spells. It's just a blast to try to, what was it? I played AP cooldown Xin Zhao because his first 3 items were all AP. As Delicious Seal finds the stun onto Sailing Wyvern, his shield keeps him up a little bit, but he is just bleeding health on this top side. And now that Renekton has level 6, it's only a matter of time before he hits that ultimate and goes in for the kill.
Yeah, we'll see if he can go in for the seal. Might try and tower dive here. He has the advantage. I don't think he has the HP to do so. Dazzle lands on a Nami.
Stun is able to hold Nami for a moment, but a Nami bubble is going to get this Draven. Stand aside, pauses Jin as he walks forward, resetting with that 4th shot though, so he won't be able to go in for the kill just yet. But that turret's extremely low in the mid lane. Boxy trying to find some aggression onto the Zoe, just getting a little bit of harassment though. The top side, Delicious Seal continuing to aggress in, and this is what a lot of these games of tonight have been, which is non-stop action as Flare Striker comes in. Boxy getting Big Girl down to about half. Dashes right back in. This is the last breath. He finishes off the Zoe himself. This is why he's a Yasuo main. This is why he is well known for this champion. Delicious Seal gets ulted by the Silent, whose shield keeps alive for the moment. Delicious Seal, though, finds the heal, the last bit of health that he needed to stay alive underneath the turret. In the meantime, Kortho on the bottom side is going to be backing away. Best Squid Pope now forced to kind of heal and leave because Kane is going in for the aggression. But 5-0 for 0v10, and this is what you want to see when this team has been looking so strong. Well, when stream teams have been looking so weak overall tonight. Yeah. It actually is Reddit team 1-0, KSU team 1-0, and XLNC teams 0-2. So this could be the turnaround. This is when a stream team, the dream team, could come out as Jin gets the 4th shot on the Swipper, slowing him, throws down the snare as well. The Dazzle from Tarek, though, going to stop Nami for any more aggression. As Yasuo Boxy on that mid lane has to back away from the 2. Is the the minion followed him around the corner. He's dashing everywhere. He's a madman. Goes in, gets hit with a sleepy time, taking a bit of damage. Camille ultimate going to hold him in place for a moment as he's dashing back and forth. Finally, the ignite and the over aggression is going to shut him down. And Zoe gets a massive influx of gold, taking him out.
Yeah, didn't use the wind wall at the beginning, so didn't have it up for the sleepy trouble bubble, and that ability is just incredibly strong once he got hit by it.
Don't bring shame to the family. It's all about bringing honor to your cow, honor to your family.
Even though it's a 5-1, good thing honestly from this bottom lane of Swipper and Intra. It is a tough lane to be into a Nami Jin, and they has done a very good job of not dying, basically, is all that really needs to happen. The Seal in this top lane is just keeping his foot on the pedal. And Box and Milan is doing the same thing against this Zoe. And if they just don't die, I think into team fights, they'll be a lot stronger. He'll be doing a lot of damage, equal to or more than the Jhin. Delicious Seal in the 1v3 in the top lane. Can he turn around?
This is going to be painful. Delicious Seal 1v3. He's got some pretty good damage. Slice and Dice going to get him out from a moment. Camille going to go right back in. His ult's ticking away. He's got pretty much damage, but there's no one here to save him. He's going to try to heal off of a call. Do what he can, but he can't get the last bit of damage over the minions. Going to be slowly picking away on the Scion, but hasn't finished off yet. The Taric ultimate going to come through as the Kane's going to be getting it as well. He dashes in, wanting to move in onto the Nami. Whirling Death going to do a little bit of damage, but only clear out some minions as Nami survives on that bottom side. Boxy forced to back away, and over aggression continuing to burn a little bit as blue side's gonna have to walk away. They head over to the Drake though. Let's see if they can pick that up. It's a wind Drake, so not the most exciting. Wait, hold on. It's a Cloud Drake. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Cloud Drake.
It's a Cloud Drake.
He started by the Jhin, dropping super low. He's just outside of that shot, but the snare comes through. Nami trying to speed the Jhin forward. He's looking for the last little bit of damage that he needs. Wind Drake goes over to Team 0v10, and they're gonna let the Draven go.
Just gets out. He got caught by a CB Trouble Bubble, so he's trying to finish him off.
Swiffer still
last
low.
breath.
Commander C, last breath onto two members. The Kane ult gonna come through as well. Commander C diving in, gonna be finished off. Big Yordle energy takes him out, but Boxy on the backside, burning away,
flash.
takes down the Camille, goes in for one, but he's hit by Zoe. Intra tries to get in there. He goes in, gets a flash over the wall into the enemy jungle. Bakartho's here as well. Taric doing what he can, but he's 1v2.
Taric, damn it.
It's only
My goodness.
Oh, the Ignite ticking away, but doesn't finish off the Jhin. He still had heal as well, whether he realized it or not. But a fun action play on the bottom side.
Taric damage coming out. Intra just gets the kill on the Camille. Delicious Shield ignoring Sailing Wyvern and tower here. Ulti comes down, wills a shield. He gets the tower. Will he try and turn the fight back on? He almost has his ultimate available. He does get insane amounts of damage down onto Sailing Wyvern. He has his flash available if he needs it. Delicious Shield pops the ultimate. Is now in a 1v2. Camille just here to keep him at bay. Sailing Wyvern goes back in, takes a lot of damage, is super low. Dies underneath the tower, and he finishes him off with the flash. And he will die to the tower, I believe. Failing Flare Striker picks up the kill.
Delicious Seal, what a monster. 4, 2, and 1. Happy to give his life over just for a little bit of extra aggression, as well as having solo turret gold on that top side. So he's still a pretty monstrous crocodile as 3 members of 0v10 stealing away the blue buff. I mean, it's a party in numbers, right? Bring some friends to the party. TP coming through from the Scion. Sleepy Trouble Bubble lands onto the Yasuo, but yeah, it's going to be Kane to the backside, trying to get some damage onto the Jhin. In the meantime, Sailing Wyvern doing what he can, causing some chaos, and there's no true damage source besides Boxy. The Tornado's going to miss as well. Flame Strike goes in onto 2 members. Interest extremely low, still stays alive. And that's going to be Commander finally dropping down. Sailing Wyvern ulted with the last breath, but not going to do that much. Curtain has been called. Delicious Seal trying to chase. Sailing Wyvern going to be dropped with the double stun as well. And now Swiffer has joined the fight, going to be hit by the Sleepy Time. Instead wants to finish off the Scion before interest dropped. Doesn't matter because big Yordle energy is headed right back to the mid lane, and the fight collapses down in a 3-for-1 between these two teams, and it looks like they're both going to call quits.
0v10 picking up a 3k gold lead from in this. It's all really from these two solo laners. The Delicious Shield on the Renekton and Boxy on this Yasuo. We'll see if they can keep their pedal down as he finds the sun on the Kartho. Just kind of trade some damage and walk away.
Well, Delicious Seal going to get chunked to about half, but it is a fairly tanky Renekton, so not too worried about that. Intra trying to throw out the Dazzle onto Zoe after her ultimate. A little mistime, no worries there. The stun comes through, but that's going to be Camille showing up as well and saves her 80 carry as well. Jhin heal, beautiful move. Camille finishes off Delicious Seal. Intra fairly low on that bottom side, needs to recall and stay alive. But as a second turret now that 0v10 have been able to pick up, and despite it being a messy game, have slowly carved themselves like a true Halloween pumpkin, a 3.5k gold lead.
We'll see if they can keep their foot on the pedal, because if this game's out, Scion will become this unkillable machine. Commander C needs to get his evolve. I don't know if this trying to wait for Darkin or has Darkin trying to wait for Shadow. But if he has it, he needs to, if he doesn't have it yet, he needs to try and get that soon. Try and find some fights. Maybe with Delicious Seal and pick up that Darkened form would be great for them to get. Ooh, Flare Striker. I get caught here in the jungle.
Boxy gonna be going in, Flare Striker. Ooh, nice hop over the wall. There's a Scion ultimate, gonna just come right on him through. Lightus, wait, actually jumps onto the Draven. Sleepy Time's gonna land as well. Zoe damage not gonna be hitting though.
Good wind wall.
And the Scion goes down. Oh, Swipper extremely low, and he doesn't actually get the ult down in time. So he's going to drop Undead Zombie Scion, getting a trade 1-for-1.
It's a great play from Sailing Wyvern. It does land the catch onto the Draven. I don't think it was intentional, but we'll take it and then finish him off with a passive Cosmic Radiance. I'm not sure if that was the best time to use it. Might have saved him if he used it earlier if you wanted to do that. Oh, Last Breath!
Oh, Last Breath onto 2 members. Boxy goes in. That's the Camille goes down. Nami Bubble or Nami Ultimate.
Oh, Tornado!
Team, but the Tornado from Boxy comes through. Chop, chop, chop. Takes a double kill. And now they're on to the mid lane turret. They got the Shelly. Kane backs away, so he's still going to be able to use that in a different lane. That should be a third turret now. 2-0-V-10 as they are starting to take over this game. Now at a 4,000, take that turret down, and it's a 5,000 gold lead.
Jin was split pushing the bottom while that team fight was happening. Great play from Boxy Box. Or Boxy, he's not Boxy Box anymore. Boxy on this Yasuo. Landing, he's getting a lot of damage. He's super far ahead now in this mid lane, almost 1,000 gold and sitting on 1,300 gold right now. So we'll see what he can do or what he ends up getting when he backs and how much damage he can do in the next team fight.
All right, so 0v10 looking strong this game, but the question is to you, Otter, what can Red Team do at this point in the game? Team Default, they've been struggling so far. They've got a 4-3 Zoe and a 1-0-4 Jin. But what are they really going to need to do to come back in this game?
They're going to need a stall, I believe, and let Scion get here. Box is going to be a big damage threat coming into this late game, but if they can get some armor onto this Scion and let this Camille get some items, because Camille can be a huge late game threat and be really tanky, really hard to do.
We're not be able to get there though because the engage is going to go down. Yasuo Last Breath onto the gym, but he flashes, keep himself alive for the moment. Boxy's going to flash in after him, but Kortho is going to live. Boxy's getting so much damage onto Big Dodo. The curtain call has happened, and that's going to be the Boxy going in for an Infernal. I don't know why the camera jumped to the top side. Oh, because Renekton TP'd to the top side during that fight. So he's going to be pushing down a second tier turret. Swipper in the mid lane being forced to back away, but this might be Infernal Drake going over to Team Default. His commander seems really half health, waiting for an opportunity to try to jump over the wall and maybe steal it away, but the Infernal is being dropped so slow. Renekton takes away the top lane turret. Ooh, there we go. Swipper. Oh, extremely low. Wait, Commander C inside the Dragon Pit. He's jumping on. He gets a knockup. Is it going to be enough? No, Camille takes away the Infernal, and that's going to be a paired up Drake now as, as Squid Pope on the top side gets the bubble onto Delicious Seal, speeding herself away, just wasting Renekton's time as he's wanting to take down the top lane turret, getting a decent amount of damage, but looks like he's decided to call it off as the rest of Red Team's backing away from Infernal Drake.
Oh, it was a good fight. It was actually a good turn. I thought it was going to turn out really bad the side of Team Default there, but they managed to turn it back around. I think it was a good flash. I don't know if he used something. Oh, he got out of that tornado, but I think he flashed backwards away from Boxy on this Jin, kept himself alive, still has that 4-0-4 scoreline, and he managed to turn around and get the kill, the shutdown onto Boxy with that Jin, so he picked up a lot of gold from that fight.
All right, 16 kills to 13, about a 4,000 gold lead for 0v10, but from what we just saw around the Drake, Team Default is not going to go down without a fight. And if they can find the positioning, are still able to take a win as more Please spams out tons of hype emotes. I love that. Got the Evo hype. Love Evo side. Is that a Yoda hype emote? That's pretty darn awesome. Wait, the Renekton gonna find Camille. Can the Flame Striker get out of this one? Finds the slow with the leg sweep, but Draven is here. The knockup from Commander C as well. Gets the last auto attack, and he is going the Darkened form. So not only will be a little bit extra tanky, we have the knockups for the Yasuo as we may see a huge team fight here. Commander C coming over the wall. In the meantime, Tarek's been dropped extremely low already. Everyone wanted to jump onto Delicious Seal, but the Kane onto the Scion. Sailing Wyvern backing away. Swipper getting good chunk damage, but he's been slow. Can he take out the Nami before he gets finished off himself? Throws out the Whirling Death, but can't finish off the Nami. The curtain call from Kortho is going to come through, and now I can spam it away, but the wind wall from the Yasuo going to delay it long enough for Shelly to take out the bottom lane turret. Knock up from the Scion. He's been hit, though, will be flashing away to keep himself alive. Boxy still trying to go in, gets a tornado, and that is Scion dropping. He's got some damage, though, for the back line. Chases in on Delicious Seal, but Commander C is going to be delaying him. Boxy is extremely low, blinking health bars for 0v10. Jin wants to chase in. We'll see what he can do, though, as Zoe's here as well. Sleepy Time's going to land onto the Kane. He's the only tanky member. Boxy's gone. Zoe with a well-placed paddle star. And the Kane still on the run, flashing away, hops through a wall. Wait, no, he comes back in. Oh, he got damaged, so he had to go move back in, and Kortho grabs it with a 4th shot. And it is a 6-0-5 Jin. This game is far from over, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just a very interesting play from the side of 0v10. They should have cut their losses. I think they had a 1v1 team. Should have just backed off, taken the damage they got on the tower, but they stuck around. I'm not really sure what for, and then lost 2 members in the process and the way out of the team fight. I'm not sure what team fight happened there. Dream got split from his team and was forced out. Current goal take him out, and they're gonna get the mid lane turret as well.
Yeah, so good rotation by the side of Team Default.
Second turret of the game.
So it really is now the story of the Yasuo and Renekton versus this Jin and Zoe, which I like the 6 kills on each of the carries for the side of Team Default. That's what you want to see. You want as much gold on them as possible. Zanya is going to be coming up shortly for the Zoe as well, and both of them have built the anti-AD items, and this is where, as the game gets later, could be problematic. As
Boxy,
in the meantime, Boxy CC'd for a moment, but the Taric ultimate is going to come through onto him, so he's going to be protected as Big Yordle Energy is going to be dropped. Swipper free to hit on the backside. So is the Jin, though, trying to get the 4-shot down, but doesn't actually hit anybody. And now it's 80 carry versus 80 carry on the top side as Sailing Wyvern gives his life over. Swipper maybe going down. Flame Strike forced to back away, hits the blast cone to escape for the moment, but the Whirling Death takes out the Nami. In the meantime, the stun's still going to come through onto Flame Strike, and Jin, the only one to escape with his life at the end of that fight because 0-10 strike back hard.
He's still 6-0-5, but man, Boxy on this Yasuo is doing so much damage to this backline, and Scion still hasn't been able to be that huge frontline tank that they need him to be. Doesn't have quite the items that he needs yet. A stun on the Jin. He might go down here.
Kortho being dropped low, flashes away. In the meantime, though, Zoe shows up, and that's the combined powerhouse. Takes out the Taric. Mid lane turret still going to fall the 6th tower for the side of 0v10. There's Baron on the table that they could try to go for, but that shows the burst potential between these two members. And Scion now has completed his first armored item of the Sunfire Cape. It really should have gone Thornmail, in my opinion, as his first item. But if he can get a second item of that Thornmail, he's going to be so tanky. It's going to be very difficult for 0v10 to actually kill him.
I would like to see him pick up a Randuin's Omen at some point. If his game can stall out a little bit longer, would help slowing down this Yasuo and the Kane from getting towards his back line. They have to keep their lines. If they can keep their lines and focus out Yasuo, kill off Yasuo at the beginning of the fight, they can definitely turn this around. Jin is super strong right now, has a lot of damage, and he's about to get his Infinity Edge, so he's just going to be shredding everybody in the next team fight.
All right, 7,000 gold lead for 0v10. But we talked about how that isn't going to determine too many fights as the game continues to scale later. 20.
Here, I'll stay closer. Sorry.
Actually, you're doing fairly well. It's just every now and then it cuts, and I'm starting to wonder if that's actually on my end, simply because I got so many things running on my computer. I need to try next time to run Discord in administrative mode and see if that does anything. But
it could be that I'm too far back. But Ocean Drake coming up right now.
Ocean Drake is on the map. 0v10 heading towards there, but that means the Team Default's going to rotate towards the Baron. 0v10 decided instead to chase it in. Sailing Wyvern, the one who's on the back side, able to be sped by the Nami to get out of dangerous ways. Yasuo's chasing in, and now this is actually really bad for Team Default because they're split up 2 and 3 on either side. Delicious Seal in trouble. He's gotten stun ups for so long. He starts the ultimate early. There's still 2 members from Default that are going to be dropping on the backside. Big Yordle Energy picks off the Renekton though, so it is a 2v1 or 2-for-1 at this moment as Sailing Wyvern tries to get a little bit of damage in that zombie Scion mode. Cartho getting a little bit of damage onto Andrew. Hits the blast cone, can't send the Tarek into his own team, but Zoe damage comes through. And the fourth shot finishes them off before the ultimate can come through. That is huge for the side of Team Default. Now they can chase in onto Boxy. Though they're not going to do that, they're going to choose to back away. Commander C still on the table, though, which means that Baron a potential option for the blue team. Big Euro Energy backing away from Commander C, though, as it looks like both teams will give up the Baron and instead reset.
That was a great team fight, a great turnout on Intra. I would like to see Intra Cosmic a little bit sooner than he has been. They need to have that in team fights in order, or not, probably in order for them to win the next team fight. If they have that ability, then it would just be basically over if Boxy is still alive in this backline, and we'll see if he can get it off on the next team fight without going down before over to this Jhin, most likely.
So, still at that 7,000 gold lead, it really is boiling down to some of these team fights, but one of the main things in that last fight that could have gone terribly for Team Default is the fact that they got split up. They need to stick together. As we talked about at the very beginning of the game, they need that Scion to be the front line. Flare Striker delayed a really long time using that Hextech ultimatum, but in the end still dropped fairly quickly. They got the Renekton though, Zoe getting some really good positioning with the Paddle Star. It looks like they may lose this Ocean Drake because it's going to be burned down very quickly. 0v10 needs to be able to pick that up, but finally they've got some of these team lines that they want to have. Scion on that front line, Flame Striker trying to reposition. They're grouped as 5. Renekton slowly pushing that top side, splitting out there. But Ocean Drake to the side of OV10 now puts them at a 1 Drake lead.
Yeah, Ocean and Cloud. Most teams, or most players, would prefer having the Inferno. But I do like both those dragons. Are fairly feel-good dragons to have, as the movement speed and the bonus heals when you're out of combat are pretty nice. 50 bits, love the stream, nice.
Yeah, thank you for the 50 bits, Arrow. That is really appreciative. He's super supportive of channels. Guys, this guy is really fantastic and always super, super hyped and super, super excited. And he streams as well, so you should check out his channel as the root comes through. Wait, they found Intra. A huge pick for the side of Team Default. We'll see if they can do anything else. It's only the support, but it is still going to be a 4v5 if they decide to try to fight this out.
See what they decide to do if they try to make a play towards this Baron. We're just trying to push into the towers. They still have only 2 towers to their name, 6 to the name of 0v10. We'll see what they decide to go for it. Jhin, oh, gets caught by the E.
Cartho, 4th shot speed boost, gets himself out of trouble. Nami there as well to help out as they're going to continue to push down the mid lane. Yasuo throws up the wind wall, but it's still fairly early on. Now the 4 members are going to have to defend against the turret, and that means that Team Default rotate immediately towards the Baron.
Try and clear out this vision. We'll see maybe if they go straight start it up.
Tarek back up.
Like oh, he just hit the ward. I thought he hit the Baron. Faked me out. Looks like they're just going to clear some vision around and go for the start.
They're going for the bait.
Tarek gets caught.
Wait, they might be trying to find the Tarek again. Cortho doing huge damage, but he can't find the 4th shot, and he flashes Intra. Able to survive for the moment. Now Boxy coming in as well. Commander C to the backline, but he's hit.
Great
damage
stun.
Goes over the wall. Hextech ultimatum keeps the Camille alive for the moment. He flashes back over. Big Euro Energy doing what he can from the backside, hopping back and forth, being a true annoyance. And now Boxy with the Tarek ultimate comes through, but Karthos 1v2ing off to the side. He is going to be shut down. Yasuo picks that up, but the Kane still is finished off. And that's
last breath
going down. Last breath on the 2 members. Yasuo's got the double kill. The GA going to be respawning him. Flare Striker, perfect timing for the stun as well.
Nice dazzle.
On the run, double dazzle is going to be stunning both members, and now Swipper's throwing out the axes. Axe away. This zombie Scion gonna take out one. Swipper 1v2 goes in onto the Camille. Intra in trouble underneath the turret, just gets the stun, and Delicious Seal in the meantime doing silly things. Pushes the top lane inhibitor.
That was a 4v5 fight that whole time, and they still managed to win. And Seal got the inhib. This is just completely wrong or going bad for Team Default.
Yeah, Flame Striker on the run is going to be able to hop away, so should be able to survive for a little bit longer. As Cartho going to respawn in the base, be able to clear out some of these minions, but now they have to do the super minions, pushing in on that top side. Baron still on the table. Intra continuing to chase this in, really shoving Camille, forcing her to walk all the way back to the base, but he walks really aggressively forward.
Ooh.
Intra, play it safe, man. Come on.
Yeah, that was a little risky there. I thought I'd try and catch him out last time, but Ward's just cleared out. We'll see if now Team 0v10 has the gusto, I guess, to go for the Baron play, or if they're just going to send Seal to the bottom lane and do what they've been doing. Seal has teleports, so they might just do that. He's in there right now. We'll see if he continues to push that out. Go for a second in there. And then it seems like he's very, I don't know which word to use here, but he's holding his teleport and letting his team fight the 4-5, taking whatever losses they take and turning into an inhib, a turret, or turrets down the road in the lane.
Yeah, now Splish pushing on the bottom side as a Renekton with a Call of the Meek skill. He can wave clear so quickly. The root going to land onto Tarek. His ultimate going to start fairly early on. It is going to be used to keep himself alive for the moment. The teleport in from Renekton. Now he decides that he wants to fight this out. Sailing Wyvern on the run. He's the front line. Gets slowed down. The rest of the team needs to respond as well. He ults himself out. He's gone. Intra dropped extremely low, but red team, Team Default, completely back away. Didn't going to start the curtain call, but that's going to lock him in place and allow Boxy to start to chase in. This should be Baron over to 0v10. There are super minions in the base, really pushing in as well as we speak. Can they save the Baron? Intra being dropped excruciatingly low. The Baron trying to finish him off and help this team out. The teleport in from the Scion, who originally backed.
They lost Nexus turret.
Coming in, but one Nexus turret has already gone down. The Scion does not have the ultimate at the moment to be able to try to chase this in, and it is all on 0v10 just to wait this out. They don't need to do anything other than just continue to delay. Scion dazzle up, double Nexus turrets down. The minions are pushing in. The rest of red team is forcing to back away. Sailing Wyvern, the sacrificial zombie, is going to be taken out. Camille, the jungle, waiting on the side, seeing if she can make the miracle steal play to keep red team in the game. Unseen by this ward and has double ward Cicate vision on this. So this is what it comes down to. If Camille can steal away Baron, they'll stay in the game. If she cannot steal Baron, it's going to be the Nexus going over. Is she in? And she gets it! Oh my goodness! Flare Striker steals away the Baron, and that means the red team, Team Default, are still in this game with literally a half-health Nexus to their name.
Goodness.
How did Flare Striker do that? Give me some hype emotes in the chat, because that was just crazy as Commander C and Indra want to finish this up. They say we don't need the rest of the team. We're just going to walk through the base, try to end up at Sailing Wyvern, has come back up. Cartha with a snare onto Commander C. They're not out of it yet. The sun comes down. Intra's getting hugely bursted by the Zoe, forced to back away. Dropped low, rip emotes out of Vitey. I love it. Oh my goodness. This
Flare
game
Striker
is so crazy hype. Probably one of my favorite games that I've casted in a very long time, as Commander C is positioning around a second Wind Drake. 0v10 should easily be able to pick that up, but for the next 6 minutes, Team Default,
that was game-saving play, possibly. They're still behind 9k gold, and it's going to be a very tough team fight for them to try and win, but just the desperation play, and it works out. Just go to the Baron. I think if they lose Baron there, that should have been game if they all ran down mid with it. But they're moving into the bottom lane, trying to pick up that second inhib again.
Alright, GA now on the
the knock-up on a Nami.
Nami, Sad, Squid, Pope, maybe in a little bit of trouble, knocked down to about half the knock-up from the Scion. The Tarek ultimate going to hit the entire team, but it's got a little bit of time before it comes back up. So it's going to be down. One big teamfight ultimate has been finished off. Scion ultimate comes through. Swipper in extreme trouble. The Camille's to the back line, trying to finish off the Draven, and is able to do that. Kate still alive. Ricardo is going to open the curtain call now onto 3 members, but Flame Striker's been dropped already, and the Renekton dashes through the minions onto the Draven, gets the GA to be popped. Big Yordle Energy still alive, finishing off Commander C. So that is going to be the Kaiser going down, and Boxy goes back up. Boxy trying to finish off the Nexus, but I don't think he's going to be able to. He has the GA. The Wind Wall going to stop against 2, but the inhibitor respawns, so he's not going to be able to hit the Nexus anymore. And now, Battlestar a little bit early. Boxy can make the trade onto 2 people. No, the Drowse is going to come through. The force shot from the Jhin, and Cartho continues to go huge in this game. I cannot believe how long this Team Default is holding on. 27 kills to 33, down nearly 10,000 gold, and they still hold the base.
That was crazy. Unlucky or lucky, depending on which team you're looking at. Timing on that inhibitor respawn. Boxy, I believe, might have had that. He had the wind wall facing away from the Jhin, and Zoe was making her way around. But man, that was extremely close fight. Zoe on the backline managed to finish Swipper, Intra, and Commander C by himself, as Jhin running away from Delicious Seal and Boxy, as they're just diving this backline and doing tons of damage.
And now with triple inhibitors up, this is where things start to get a little bit scary, because one team fight that goes in Team Default's favor could spell the end of the game. All you need is a Jhin and a Camille up, and they could push in for a victory. The timers are getting extremely long. We'll see if Team Default can make that miracle play. I would love to see the gold graph of this game at the end, because it is so back and forth. And again, there's so many times that you would think that 0v10 would have the game in the bag, but they either overpush, overextend, or like in that last fight, Flare Striker to the back of the fight immediately takes out Draven. Huge damage completely off the table, and finds those picks that they need when it comes to the team fights.
Yeah, now they brought the lead back down to an 8k gold lead. They're running a 4-1 now. We'll see if they can make this. Boxing the backline.
Oh, here we go, as the final fight may be happening
Radiance
right
on
now.
all members.
Cosmic Radiance hit early, but once again, this is where it's used a little bit too early. Camille gets 3, isn't hit with the last breath though, so immediately it dropped, and now Delicious Seal with the ultimate comes through. He's snared up though as the Scion comes through, gets the knockout. That's going to be the game finish off. It is a 1-for-1 so far. Inter with the stun. One inhibitor has been dropped. They are going to lose that, but they could try to turn it around for an ace. Intra getting dropped low. This Zoe has an extra flash available. Killing spree to Big Turtle Energy. The snare from Jhin not going to land on anyone. She's going to be jumping in though. Finds the sleepy time onto the Draven. He cleanses out of it though, so he's able to stay alive for the moment. The rest of the team forced to back away. Huge number of minions pouring in onto the bottom lane inhibitor, but there's another wave here from Red Team able to defend for the moment, and so they should be able to get back in time. But after losing top lane inhibitor, they win the fight, forcing 0v10 to back away once again.
Great play from Nami there, actually keeping alive, and then Carl just dealing out incredible amounts of damage to the rest of the team. They did manage to pick up the inhib, so they can try and do that again, either through bot, go through mid, one of the two. We'll see what ends up happening, but just crazy fights happening back and forth, trading kills left and right. 34-29, now a 7k gold lead. They're bringing it back slowly with these small wins in these team fights, but they're going to have to get either ace or a big team fight and try and get some of these turrets back for themselves.
All right, 34 kills to 29, 7,000 gold lead, but it's slowly being dropped little by little, and there's still a bunch of standing gold. One thing I can say in favor of 0v10 is, despite losing some of these fights, they haven't lost any other major objective at this point. Besides minions, Team Default hasn't had anything to be able to give themselves an edge. They're only just barely winning team fights and then forced to back and once again defend, as we are. Here we go.
They get split up, and Zoe gets caught.
And that's good, because Zoe immediately dropped. Boxy throws up the wind wall, defending for the moment. It's a 4v5. In the meantime, though, Gabriel goes in, trying to finish off the Yasuo, but he's dropped. Yasuo lives. Cosmic Radiance comes through. The Whirling Death gonna stun up 2 members with the damage onto Zoe. Navi as well. I can't even speak. Sailing Wyvern trying to do what he can. 3v2 is 0v10 going to continue to push this. Yet Boxy clearing out those minions. They want a second inhibitor. There's pings as Jhin has to move in to defend the Nexus turret that's being hit by the super minion. Sailing Wyvern unable to do much to stop a second inhibitor. This could be the end of the game, as 0v10 are going to come in now, start the damage. Swipper's going to hit the Nexus, and that's going to be the end. 0v10. Huge plays, and man, Team Default held on for so long. In the end, though, without any extra objectives, still goes over to 0v10. But dang, what a hype game. Guys, you have got to hit those polls. Let us know who you, as viewers, think is your MVP of the game, as we're going to roll through the MVPs and honorable mentions of this game. Classiato, thank you for spamming those out. I'm going to hit those polls up. In the meantime, though,
oh my goodness,
let me know what you think for the MVPs and honorable mentions.
Ooh, man, that was crazy back and forth. So for Team Default,